Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Ask Trex. And I've actually gotten a couple of responses that were very nice. Thank you, Daddy's House Super Patriot. He does have a point for episode 1. It's true that I could just really let the comment stand there, but of course I'm going to repeat it. Remember that remembering controller stance. If you guys watched episode 1, which I hope you did, cross my fingers. You don't get a damage reduction while in control stance, and you even actually get a might and precision buff when you use defib if your gadget's psychic empowerment, if you're mental, and recharge if you're hard light. So let's actually move along to episode 2. Just a nice little recap because Super Patriot is the man. So this actually comes from Snuff Plays. This is the comment that he posted on my episode 1. I have a question. In both fire and ice powers, most of the abilities say that it will do more damage / stun / block / etc. to enemies which are affected by frostbite, flames, etc. So what does this really mean, and how can you make an enemy be affected by those? With fire, I have found a solution, but it's not that viable. It's using a 2-spell combo, but there must be another way. Please help me out. Alright, well, that's very simple. In DC Universe, it calls for power interactions. This Super Patriot talked a lot about this on some a past podcast, and so I'll explain it again because everyone likes to hear almost the same thing over and over and over again. With power interactions, it will do more damage. I'm actually taking a look right here on the build planner because I needed a quick reference. And over here in gadgets, we're going to take a look at Cryofield. Let me talk. I'll show you the power interactions for Cryofield. Inflicts burning on electrified enemies to cause damage over time. Inflicts frostbite to make enemies vulnerable to freezing effects, while frostbitten enemies may be rooted or encased. Burning or electrified enemies will explode. So Cryofield does a lot of multiple stuff for the power interactions. Now let's say that I am a fire tank, or actually I'm a fire DPS, and I have a gadgets with me. So with gadgets, most of the time you're going to see a controller especially use Taser Pull, because that's the power over time ability when in controller stance. And Taser Pull, also for its power interaction, electrifies enemies, making them vulnerable to electrify power interactions. So Taser Pull mixed in with an electric DPS does bigger, better damage. And this is where the power interactions come in. With Cryofield, let's say the gadgets player uses Taser Pull, enemy's now electrified. So he all of a sudden uses Cryofield, and now the enemy is inflicted with burning because he's already been electrified. So thanks to the gadgets, he actually now has 2 debuffs on him. He's burning and he's electrified. And remember, with that, electrified enemies will explode, so he's taking more damage with that as well. Now, as the fire DPS that I am, he's already inflicted with burning. So I don't really need to worry about any of my moves that causes the enemy to burn, like Immolation, even though I'm not really going to be that close to him, so it's not like I need Immolation, but just saying. But with Fiery Weapon, you can go ahead. You should already, as a fire DPS, be casting Fiery Weapon every time it's off cooldown and every time you have it up, just to keep it up on your weapon at all times. But your power interaction for Fiery Weapon is striking a burning enemy may provide a healing effect. Well, there you go. The gadget player already put your opponent, your boss, already has the burning effect thanks to the gadgets player. So now all you have to do is hit Fiery Weapon, and all of a sudden you're going to start receiving heals as the power interaction because he's already burning. So that's how power interactions go. With ice, it's a little hard. With Cryofield, puts the frost debuff on him, so he's already frozen. Let's take a look at a freezing ability. Let's see. I'm just really going through here trying to find a nice one that goes with it. We got Frost Blast and the Cryogenics tree. Rooted with the power interactions for Frost Blast, it's rooted, burning, frostbitten, and electrified enemies will take additional damage. So there you go. Cryofield they're electrified, they're frostbitten, they may be rooted, and it also inflicts burning because they're already electrified. I'm not saying that the damage is going to like multiply by every little thing that's going on, but this is an example of how the power interactions go, and it will bring you more damage. That's why you always want to see debuffs on the bosses. Now it's hard to see if a boss is electrified or burning because it's just how the animation goes. You can see if someone's rooted with ice because they're going to be encased in like this ice cube, or they're going to have these ice shards from the ground, and they're not going to be able to move. They're just going to be sitting there. The artist animation for this stuff could use to be redone, in my opinion, for the fact that so we know what's going on. In any other MMO, especially World of Warcraft and even in Star Wars, on how they're set up with their UI, you see their target box down there at the bottom or up in the top right hand corner, and you see all these multiple small boxes underneath. Those are all the debuffs and maybe even buffs that the boss has. In this game, all we really have are like the shield, this foot, and with these icons, if it's green, that means it's helping. If it's red, that means it's hurting. Alright, so green's a buff, red's a debuff. There's that symbolism if you guys don't even know that. So we really can't tell if a boss is still burning or not, because the fire animation on the boss might be there, and then if it goes away, what's your first process? Alright, it actually might be gone. The burning might be gone. And if you're trying to figure that out, then there's actually no way to really find out if the boss still has these debuffs or not when it comes to power interactions. If, say, the boss is supposed to be burning for 10 seconds, 5 seconds has gone by and the animation is gone, but you still see the yellow ticks, alright, well, I guess that means that the burning is still going on. And you're just going to have to really just guess at that. Once the ticking of the yellow goes away, you're just like, alright, do I need to recast it? Then, yeah, probably. So, in a player point of view, they need to actually increase these the power interactions for the bosses, because I'm not worried about if I see Bizarro with a burning, electrified, and all of a sudden he's frostbitten, all meshing it together. Please, artists, work with that. Devs, work with that. That would be awesome. That would be great, because we need these power interactions, especially on the bosses, to know whether or not they are still on them. Because we don't want to recast something, waste power, and all of a sudden we just say, say burning is 10 seconds, 8 seconds has gone by, you recast it, you just wasted that 10 seconds of a dot. You don't want that. You want to keep your DPS as timed as possible. So that's just another UI thing that could be improved. Just saying, but that's how power interactions go. All right. So I hope that really helps out everybody, because sure enough helps me. So I'm trying to think. When it comes to being a fire, all we do is burn. We burn, baby, burn. We really don't have another ability that does like electrified or anything. I'm looking through real fast. We have Flame Cascade right there. Burning, frostbitten, and electrified enemies take additional damage. So if a boss has any of those three debuffs or power interactions, then yeah, Flame Cascade is going to do big damage. So, but most of our abilities, like especially Fireball and Power Interaction, inflicts burning to cause damage over time. Alright, so we have that. Then Detonate, Power Interaction, burning enemies take heavy damage, but no one uses Detonate. No one uses Detonate. So so that's a quick summary or look at how power interactions work. So I hope it works out for you, Snuff. Really does. Alright, so next question. This is actually for my movie patrol. What movie this summer am I looking forward to? Well, I've already seen Avengers multiple, god-awful multiple times. So I feel that the Avengers has filled me with summer glee, so to speak, because I really loved that movie. I mean, there's also a whole bunch of other movies coming out this this summer as well. I mean, we're right there on the precipice of June starts in a couple of days. June is going to be great. We got Spider-Man, got Dark Knight. That's all I can really remember off the top of my head. And the rest of the summer as well is going to have... I'm actually really interested in seeing a new Ice Age movie. So, I like me some Ray Morano here. Ray Morano. I'm just going to call him Raymond. I like him. He's funny. Other than that, there's also Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter coming out this summer. That's still badass. Avengers, of course, is my favorite movie of the summer so far, but Dark Knight Rises is going to be the next movie I have to see. Have to see. So, I think the next big one I am waiting for is the fact that it will be Dark Knight Rises and the Amazing Spider-Man, because I'm just going to keep my comic book thing going. And Kid Cronus, on my episode 1 comment, he's like, can you do a video on S.H.I.E.L.D. since you already tried it? I have tried it. I am trying to get permission to do videos from the test server. It's some back room stuff going on, especially with the new podcast crew that Super Patriot and I are part of, the DCO show. There's some stuff that I have to actually go through the proper channels to do some things, because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So if I can do a video on the shields, or I can do the video on anything on the test server, please trust me, it will be on my channel. Alright, it will be there non-stop. But alright, that's it for Let's Ask Trex. Thank you all for asking your questions. Thank you all very much. And remember, just look in the description below to figure out how to actually ask me questions. You can try my email, or you can just message me on YouTube. Either way works. Either way, it's going to reach me. But thank you all for listening in. New videos coming up. I'm going to try and get a Star Wars video up. I've decided to change the format for Star Wars again. I think people have gotten sick and tired of watching my Smuggler or Trooper videos, and it's just the cinematic stuff. I don't have gameplay footage. Well, that's going to change. I'm actually going to go back and just playing the actual main storyline stuff, where I'm questing, I'm commenting on it, and all that good stuff, and then you're going to get the cinematic. But you're only going to get the class story stuff, all the extra side quests and all that good stuff, and the area quests. I'm going to do that on the free time later on. Maybe I actually try just leveling by doing nothing but the class stuff and see how far I can go. So thank you all for watching again. Take a look at the description below to figure out how to email me, how to contact me, and thank you all for watching. I love my supporters. You guys are awesome. Take care. Awesome. Take care. Awesome.